What's up guys, and welcome back to Gabe Miller Music. Today we are pushing the limits of the Korg Electribe 2, the synth version, and making it make some pretty intense drum and bass. So I'll play you a super abbreviated snippet of a jam, and then I'll walk you through how I put it together. So, first of all, just to get it out of the way here, the drums. This kick is 003. Nothing too crazy going on here, no effects. This one is what it originally sounded like. Nice sound. Then I distorted it to hell and back, giving you that. That's going to be a common theme with this video. And then just a super simple hi-hat, no effects or anything like that. And for those of you wondering, that is 141 East open. That's it for the drums throughout the entire jam. So let's get into this guy here. So let me go to the keyboard. So the pitch is modulated so much that you can barely even discern a pitch. So I've got this in modulation. This is with the EG. So the pitch is being controlled by an envelope that just goes down really quickly and then kind of holds it there. And the oscillator is a dual saw, and I believe I do have this turned up to give some kind of unison. If I turn it up all the way, you can get some kind of interesting effects. I'm trying to find where the original spot was. It's right there. And then it's a little thin, like you can hear it's got the bones of the sound intact, so then all that's left is for me to, once again, distort it quite a bit, and I think I mixed that into taste, because this is a bit much. So that's the main sound that sparked this whole idea, is that really intense pitch bent saw thing. So that does your main pattern. And also, I've got the decay and release turned up with amp EG activated so that it'll just ring out for a little while after you hit the note. And that allows it to kind of stick around during this element right here. So this oscillator, also a dual saw, but it's being treated quite differently. Instead of modulating the pitch, I am modulating the actual oscillator. So let me turn off the effects. So it's just cycling through essentially the wavetable position. On and on. And then I really can push that over the top by adding in this phaser. Which really drives that drum and bass kind of space feel home. Moving on to this little element. This one's fun. There's a little bit of modulation, I suppose. I don't think it's really doing anything. The main thing going on here is that it's super short. And the effect is just a basic saw, basic dual saw. The effects are doing virtually all the work here, and that's ring delay 2, giving it that little triplet pattern. I don't have anything in here set to triplets. I'm just kind of faking it, and this effect is the thing that kind of led to that decision, which is a lot of fun. Let's move on to the intro with this Reese, or so a couple of things that are pretty interesting going on here. First of all, the way any basic Reese works is it's 2 saw waves. So once again, I've got dual saw on here. And what you want to do, get them till they're roughly the same pitch, and then start to detune them ever so slightly. Let me do that up a little bit so you can hear. And I dialed this in right to the point where that kind of beating effect creates this, once again, triplet pattern. But I could dial this in to get kind of whatever speed I want, because it's basically just these two waves canceling each other out, but only some of the time. And that's how you make a Reese. That is the sound. And because it's about frequencies canceling each other out, the lower you go, the slower that pumping effect is. So then what I can do, put that way over the top once again with distortion. Like I said, this is going to be a running theme throughout this video. And I've also got some filter movement set up. I've got the resonance kind of cranked. You can hear that little peak there. And that just rises up pretty quickly to kind of introduce the sound and add some movement and variation. And finally, to really go full drum and bass with this, I've got a pretty intense amount of glide on this patch. So it takes a while to climb to that higher octave, or that even higher octave, and so you get this really pleasing kind of transition between that really slow wobble to that really quick wobble, and I think that's really dope. And that does, like I said, roughly triplets. A couple other interesting elements going on here. This is still doing its thing. I think I modified it slightly, like I changed the wave type just to mix it up a bit. More modulation, this time for pan. And this is a square wave, so it's just cutting between left, right, left, right, left, right, really abruptly and really quickly. And I've got a decimator on here to really bring out that bite. And once again, there's some filter movement to have it slowly be introduced from holding down a note. And this element is what's really meant to grab your attention, almost be a little disorienting, but there needs to be something more foundational to kind of hold it down, which is this little guy. So let me go down. This is like 2011 reincarnated in the form of a Gabe Miller video. So this is just super basic boost saw. Main thing going on here is the LFO is set to the filter, and it's a high cut filter, just doing the classic dubstep wobble bass. And I think the only thing I used the sustainer for was to make this louder. I think that's all that took to get it there. So these two elements together complement each other quite nicely. But as you can hear, I can't always get the LFO to start at exactly the right time, which is a bit of a bummer. So it does require a bit of fudging, either by just restarting the jam a couple of times until it works, or just lining it up differently in post. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see another video about sound design on the Korg Electribe, you can click or tap up over here. And if you'd like to see another video about drum and bass, you can click or tap down over here. Dope.